The New Revolution by Keegan Long. For my friends, thank you for making every day an adventure like this one. Chapter 11. Shit. I took Sarah by the wrist and ducked behind the counter. It's a freaking centaur. A centaur? I've never seen one look like that before. Sarah was right. I couldn't remember a centaur looking like the one only feet away from us. And I have seen plenty during my time at the Acheron. The robot slowly stepped closer to investigate our location. This one seemed on the edge of system failure, but that didn't make it any less dangerous. They were made for one reason, after all. I think it might be one of the early models, I suggested. May even be the first. Do you think it saw us? Sarah tried to lean closer over the counter without being noticed. Maybe it didn't notice us. I highly doubted it. We were never that lucky. I took a deep breath and tried to slow my heartbeat, as if the centaur could hear it. Maybe it could. Its head twitched, alert to the slightest sound, and I couldn't help but feel exposed behind our cover. Even though it was 2 against 1, we were still outnumbered. The sheer size and strength of the robot made it feel like facing an entire battalion. With only pistols in our hands, I didn't like our chances. My fingers trembled slightly as I gripped the cold metal of my weapon, my mind racing through every possible scenario. The room around us was eerily silent. I glanced at Sarah, whose face was playing every possible scenario like I had. I could see the same doubt mirrored in her eyes. I swallowed hard, trying to conjure some courage, knowing that our survival hinged on a split-second decision. I nudged Sarah, forcing her to look toward me. Let's not take any chances. On my mark, we run, okay? Sarah nodded. Another low, mechanical growl echoed off the walls. The centaur dragged its feet closer to our position. It was now only a few feet from us. I took one last breath. Run! The centaur screeched and darted the moment we came into view. Our escape was anything but silent. Items clattered to the floor as we sprinted by. I prayed there weren't other centaurs nearby, because if there were, then no one would be escaping this town. Our only hope now was Mitch and the others. Adrenaline surged through my veins at the centaur's sudden reaction. Its screech vibrated through the air, shattering the calmness of the moment. The predator had found its prey. I blindly pointed my gun behind me and squeezed the trigger. Each shot sent a violent bolt up my arm. I almost dropped the gun. Hopefully, Mitch and the others would hear them and come running toward the commotion. Will our bullets even do anything? Sarah followed my lead and took a quick shot of her own. Probably, but it's going to take a lot more than just one hit. When we finally burst through the doors and made it outside, the harsh sunlight temporarily blinded me. Blinking rapidly, I squinted against the glare until my surroundings finally came into focus. The cars were parked in a haphazard line along the empty street, their dull metallic surfaces reflecting the midday sun. Mitch and the others were already there, a frantic wave of motion as they sprinted toward us. Mitch was at the front, his face etched with urgency. His dark hair was plastered to his forehead with sweat, and his eyes darted around, scanning for any sign of danger until they found the centaur that was in close pursuit behind us. Behind him, the rest of our group followed, each one carrying their own weapons. I could hear their shouts, but the words were lost in the chaotic rush of footsteps and the pounding of my own heart that traveled up to my ears. Get down! I barely made out his words from the distance. He can't be serious. Sarah panted between her breaths. "That thing is still hot on our trail." Behind us, the old centaur still chased us in close pursuit, with impressive speed for its age. Fortunately for us, it wasn't armed, but I knew better. It could still rip out our throats or crush our heads against the ground with one fatal swing. When I looked back at Mitch, this time I noticed the object in his hand. Without warning, I tackled Sarah to the ground. Mitch then threw the grenade at the centaur. My ears rang even after a desperate attempt to cover them with my hands. The corner of my vision blurred, but quickly recovered. The centaur had been destroyed. No one could survive that. But I turned around anyway. The centaur now laid scattered at my feet. The head was noticeably detached from the rest of its body. Its red eyes were now gray and dormant. "Everyone all right?" Mitch called out. Taking Sarah's outstretched hand, I got back to my feet before brushing the dirt and dust off my shirt. I gave the robot's head a hard kick, sending it across the street, hopefully to never be seen again. "I think so," Sarah answered for the both of us. "What the hell was that? I've never seen a centaur like that before." Mitch bent down to examine what was left of the robot's remains. After a few long moments, he finally spoke.
"Looks like one of the early models. Maybe even the first. These units were quickly decommissioned and upgraded with the newer ones we see today. I haven't seen one of these since Cerberus first attacked."
A chill ran down my spine. Just the image of the centaurs going through cities, killing whatever came in their path, made my stomach turn. Who could create something capable of that? What was the point of ruling the world if there was nothing left? Sticking his hand through the centaur's now exposed metal chest, Mitch pulled out a small electronic chip, no bigger than the size of a playing card. The chip was brown and crisp around the edges, due to its age, no doubt. Nicole looked the most pale out of the group. All the color in her face was now gone. "Do they know we're here now?" she asked.
"Not likely."
Mitch took an extra shot at the robot and made the poor girl flinch.
If so, Cerberus isn't likely to pay attention or notice if one of their old models has gone offline. Better get going, though, just to make sure.
I reclaimed my seat at the front. The never-ending view of fields and decommissioned roads came into view once more. To my disappointment, not a single cow came into view again for the rest of our journey.